Okay, so this is our pantry. So yes, I like to keep everything in baskets and it gets messy and I have to redo it probably once a month, but it's much better for me. I've got slight OCD. So this is my grains and snack basket. Basically, we have the brown rice quinoa rice cakes. So they're gluten-free. They're a really good snack, especially pre-workout with some peanut butter and some banana. I often sometimes have them with scrambled eggs. I just have my scrambled eggs on a plate with one of these with like a Laughing Cow cheese spread on it. So that's a good way to get some carbs in without having gluten or without having, you know, heavy breads. So the brown rice quinoa are my favorite, but we do get the white ones with the corn in them as well, another flavor, and Jasmine prefers those. Then we have like all of our breakfast stuff. So the muesli, we hardly eat much of it, and we try to always pick a muesli that has, so if you're looking at your nutritional panel, okay, you want to look for sugars. Total sugars should be under 6 grams. So this is 5.9. So that's pushing it, but that's also because it has dried fruit in it. So very rarely will we have muesli with dried fruit, mainly for the kids, but this is one that's quite low in sugar. Okay. We have, myself and Rob, we usually have oats with egg whites in the morning. That's our preferred option unless we're having some sort of egg. Okay. So we always got heaps of oats. We go down and we've got tons of tuna. I choose tuna in oil. Yes, more fat, more sodium, but I cannot stand spring water tuna. It's horrible. Some of you may like it and it will be a healthier option, so if you do, stick with it. But this contains some good fats as well, tuna in oil. Rob likes tuna and sweet chili. So he has some of these as a quick snack at work, as it does get busy at times. That's Maxie down here. Hi, Maxie. He loves the pantry. Typical boy. So we've got all of our spreads. Rice malt we use instead of honey. It's got no fructose, so it won't give you any nasty insulin spikes, and it's really sweet. I use it for, you know, replacement for honey. I use it on top of my yogurt, my Greek yogurt. We use it in protein ball mixes. So, and a lot of recipes that we use to sweeten, we will use this as our sweetener instead of sugar. This is my new favorite find. It's cacao and almond coconut spread, beautiful, instead of Nutella, and then heaps of peanut butter like chia and natural. Always natural. Look for peanut butter that has nothing but peanuts in it. Then we move on to our spices. So obviously we eat a lot of chicken, we eat a lot of lean meats, and I don't use many sauces. In fact, I hardly ever use them, but I use lots of spices. So I spice up my chicken. My favorite is Moroccan and garlic. So, you know, any spices you want, go for it. The only time I'll make a sauce is if I'm using like an organic tomato, crushed tomatoes, and I make the sauce with lots of fresh herbs and garlic with that tomato as a base. We always have lots of vitamins as well. We take, you know, multivitamins, probiotics, magnesium, so we stay on to that too. We go down and we've got our grains. So we always have heaps of quick rice cups. They're not the best. Yes, they have got a few things in them that if you were just to boil rice, you wouldn't get. But if you're on a rush and you need to get some good carbs in, we go for the brown rice ones. Rob likes the Mexican flavor. And then we just have our normal rice, which we'll cook in our rice cooker. We don't have too many grains. In saying that, we may have some polenta sometimes. We have organic whole grain couscous, and if I want to crumb chicken or fish, I use these gluten-free rice breadcrumbs. They're really good. They're easy for your tummy to digest, and they're not heavy, and they're not using white bread, so hardly any sugar either. Then we move on to, you know, lots of nuts, snacking, just natural almonds or trail mix. Trail mix, I'd keep that close to a workout because obviously it has dried fruit, which is high in sugar. It does have a fair bit of fructose in it, but if you're going to have it an hour before a training session, that would be a really good time because that fuel will be burned up and it won't be sitting in your body waiting to be turned into fat. Okay, so moving on, I'll show you the fridge. Okay, here's the fridge. So we have always standard purchases, Greek yogurt. Okay, that's my favorite. I get full fat because the low fat anything has got tons more sugar in it. Just look at the sugar per 100 grams of a Greek, and even this one, which is Rob's one, which he loves. It's got mixed berry and okay, nutritional content. Wow, sugars 15.1 grams per serving, so it's per 100 gram. Okay, and then we look at the Greek yogurt. If you can see this one, the sugars are 6.8 per serving. Okay, so it's a huge difference. If you're going low fat or flavored yogurt, they've got to make it taste good somehow, and they do that with sugar. Okay, so we buy fish, we buy it frozen in big packs. Actually, Aldi sell the barramundi and the salmon in a big pack, and you get something like, I don't know, 8 portions, and it's frozen, and it's really, really good. Just defrost it in the fridge. Always fresh berries. Always egg whites. We mix that into our oats in the morning, and if I'm making protein pancakes, I use the egg whites. Obviously, we use whole egg as well, a bit more fat in whole egg. So if you're doing whole egg, you want to make sure that you're not having more than 2 whole eggs a day. Okay. We always have fresh veggies. These are my veggies that I just snack on. So like snap peas, carrots, celery, cherry tomatoes, love them, could eat a whole punnet of those. And I use like hummus and I dip it into that. Then we also snack on like fruits, but if we're going to snack on fruits, we tend to do that really sort of in the beginning half of the day. So lots of green, kale, spinach. We do all of that all the time. I love asparagus. It's actually quite low in carb. And it's really good on the grill. We always have lots of mushrooms, love mushrooms, and heaps of citrus fruits and berries, okay? The kids, obviously, we try and give the kids what we eat, but, you know, kids are kids, and we do give them a few other things. We just try and make sure that we're not allowing them to have too many treats each day. Another tip I have is when you're cooking dinner, this is the perfect time to meal prep without actually having to like set aside half a day, a whole day. Some people do all day on Sunday meal prepping, okay? Yeah, I couldn't handle that, but I like to eat well. So what I do is when I'm cooking dinner, I cook like I'm cooking triple the amount. So at the moment, I'm cooking salmon for dinner, so that's fine. Quickly in the pan, 3 minutes aside, then I chuck it in the oven and let it cook for a little bit longer, like 7 minutes. But we love sweet potato. So when I do it, I do about that much to last me, you know, a week. And then I've got chicken. So I've got about that much cooking away. So, you know, I double up. We double up on whatever we're cooking and make it a bit easier. So yeah, I usually meal prep every sort of 3 days, so I've got stuff for lunch, and I usually like to keep my potato and everything cooked for dinners and lunch, so usually that takes the longest. If it's already in the fridge, you've got less chance of, you know, eating some sort of white carbohydrate or, you know, something that's just going to be quick, easy, but not that nutritious. So if you can do a little bit of meal prep every day, that's also going to help you too. And yes, I do it with the kids around. This is what usually happens. Take a look what they do when I'm cooking. Say hi, kids. Hi. Yes. They pull apart my drawers. But it's all good fun. So I hope this video gave you some information and gave you a few little tips and tricks to eat healthy through the week. Thanks, guys.